And we are live Sunday night with those guys. And Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday.
Same old
Happy
thing.
Sunday to you, Herman. How are you, sir?
So it's
a lot of you have noticed that I did not post that the group that I would be going live and schedule it, no, because I'm still trying to work that out. Here comes Paul now. I'm still trying to work out whether I want to go through all of that bull or not. You know?
Okay.
Hey, what's up? El Smeghead is numero uno here. How are you, sir? That means he has the bell clicked because he gets the alert. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure nobody just sits there and wait. We're not big enough where they sit there and wait for us to come on yet. What's up?
Those guys.
What's up, Paul?
Better late than never, right?
Yeah. How are you, Paul?
It all depends.
I'm hanging in. I was doing some things and I thought I had plenty of time, and I looked up and it was almost 5 o'clock.
Well, that was the same thing with me. I'm sitting here showing my wife pictures of my daughter from 8 years ago.
Yep.
You know, and I sent them to you, Diane, on Messenger. And I was like, you know what? Back then it was fun. Now I have a 16-year-old, but it's okay. She'll get over it.
Yep.
But what's going on? Tim Jackson, how are you, senor?
Tim is
Mr.
here.
Tim Jackson. And as I said, that the notification just came. See? Very good.
Does that mean Tim's going to join us?
It showed Daryl Hickman. How are you, sir? What's happening? I've been seeing you doing some FPV stuff. Very, very good. Very good. I flew the base.
And who's we got here? Mr. Jackson. What's good?
Yes.
Daryl Hickman. All right.
You going to work, Tim? I assume you're on your way to work at this time. It's 5:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means it's about 5:02 or 6:02.
It's actually 7:03.
I only feel like fall down here. Oh, stop.
It's 7:03. It's 7:03 there, Lawrence.
Oh, 7:03 a.m. Okay. Stop it with the starting to feel like fall down here. Stop it. Don't even mention that word now. We still got a good month and a half before I have to stop wearing a t-shirt outside. Okay. Well, maybe about a month. This is September, you know. It's still very much summer in the UK. Channel Islands. Okay, that's what's up. Enjoy it because it's almost over, guys. It is true what they say, the older you get, the faster time goes.
It sure does.
Because I look at the week and I'm like, wow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, damn, I got to go to work again. And then this month, I'm working Wednesday through Friday. So then it's Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday comes, I'm like, damn, I got to do a show tomorrow. It just comes so freaking fast.
Yep.
And then Wednesdays and then Mondays. What can you do? But anyway, welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys, number 78. For those of you who don't know what GBDAA is, who? GABDA. I'm going to call it GIBDA or whatever. Not Gubner, GABDA. It's ground-based detect and avoid system. We'll talk about it a little later. That's going to be the topic of the stream tonight. Michael Blades and Joe Mack. How are you, sir? All the way from Ireland.
Matt, what's good?
Much respect to Joe Mack and Michael Blade. Are you chilled on Sunday?
Hey, Tom, what's good?
Tom. Oh, shoot, Tom. I forgot all about my man, Tom. I'm so sorry, Tom. Tom's like a regular here on Sundays now. I don't, forgive me, man. I just, sometimes I just don't know how to act. Oh, there it is. I was hanging out with Capture Light's Connection today. We know him here in New York as Stevie
Mhm.
Bronx. And he came out to fly with me and Justin. We hit 3 spots today. It was nice. It was nice. And one spot I had never flown their FPV before.
Where is Stevie?
So it came out good. Where? What happened?
Don't tell me he ain't make it back to the Bronx yet.
Stop. No, he's been back to the Bronx. Today's like honeydew day for
Oh,
him.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's honeydew. He's because he let me know he made it back safely, had a smooth run all the way back to the Bronx, but he had to do some stuff. He was like, "Yo, I made it home already. I'm already seasoning the meat for dinner," and so he's doing the daddy thing. Tom, I sent you an invite on Messenger. Tom, if you want to come in, you can take your time. You can come in now. It doesn't matter. You have access.
Hey guys, make sure you hit that like button.
Yes, please. How are you? What's up, Paul?
Just the usual. It was cloudier than hell today, nasty. Now, just within the last 10 minutes, the sun is out.
Okay.
The sun's up.
What you
Well,
trying to say, Paul?
Well, you can
welcome.
see the difference. Look how nice and bright it is. Before it was,
Welcome to New York. New York, that it's so the weather is so bipolar. I mean, some I'm not even gonna say it. Oh, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
Never mind. I almost escaped. I almost took a trip and didn't know you got. I almost took a trip and didn't let you guys know I was leaving. But the weather's like a woman here in New York City. It's
Was
nice
that-
and sunny, and you're all smiley, and then all of a sudden a rain cloud just drenches rain on you.
It's like a
only,
who?
only you in that area. You gotta stop starting shit.
Like a
Yeah,
what?
you just hate Herman. He
Huh?
just keeps digging himself in, doesn't he?
It's like a who?
It
Yeah.
says, El Smeghead says, your weather is like my brain then. Yeah, bipolar. I guess we all are a little bit bipolar, because when my wife drives in the car, I'm like,
Uh-oh.
I'm a nervous ninny because I don't like not being in control. So when she's driving, I'm like, watch out for that car, and stuff. She can't stand me being a passenger side, but it has to do with me not being in control. I guess that's why I fly drones, because while I'm flying it, no one else can. And maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. But anyway, what's going on, Herman? How's the foot? How's therapy?
Well, I'm good. The foot's all right. The foot's coming along. Therapy, I don't like it. Because the first thing they do, like I said, is they
Just move the foot.
pulling it and twisting it and stretching it. And then this week, the other day, they tried some nonsense here where they wanted me to stand up and with the boot on. Now, the boot happens to leave the other leg 2 inches off the ground. So
Right.
imagine how that must work. Going
Standing
from
on the
transferring my weight with a walker onto the front part of the boot just to start putting weight down on the foot.
Wow. Here comes Tom.
So
Wow.
they had me do that.
Wow. I'm not trying to imagine because it's Tom. What's up, Tom?
Hey, Tom.
You must rearrange the camera on your phone or whatever device you're using, Tom, so we don't have to do our live stream like this for the rest of the live stream. Rearrange the camera on your phone
There we go.
or whatever device you're using, Tom.
You
So
know,
we don't have to do our live stream like this for the rest of the live stream. Rearrange the camera on your phone. There we go. Whatever device you're using.
Go ahead and
We don't have to do our live stream like this for the rest of the live stream.
you gotta mute the
on your phone.
go ahead and
Okay, there you go. There he is. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about, your foot, they want you to put your weight onto your foot,
Right. You
onto the foot with the boot in it, the foot
Right.
in the boot.
right.
Oh, wow.
Because you got to start I gotta start putting weight on it. Hey, what's up, Al?
Hey, Al Diaz, AZ drone shots. Drone dude, how are you? I see drone shots, drone this, drone that. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard sometimes. It comes out. Hey, Tom, you can unmute yourself now. Yeah, there you.
Yeah, just having some audio difficulties here. Like I read totally heaven just
You
coming
were
in.
you were watching videos. That's how I could tell.
Just trying to get something to mute. I'm having nothing but sound problems on this machine.
Hey, Blind Neil, how are you? Need to reattach the foot how to work properly. Oh, reteach the foot how to work properly. He was saying.
Pretty much.
He's gonna.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to learn how to walk again.
You think?
Well, but they already told you this, so you're
I'm gonna go from a walker to crutches to a cane, and then eventually they'll find some stairs or something for me to do.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm actually listening to you guys and actually responding to some post on the video I put out this morning.
Okay.
And
Did you see that little short that I put out there, Lawrence?
Yes, I did. I did. I was like, I thought he didn't have anything in the archives.
Hey, listen, I am sitting on so much footage, I can shoot a movie.
He said you could shoot a movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, I could only wish I had that much footage. Well, there was a time though when you and I were going out at least once or twice a week, and actually flying so much that I was a video ahead of the next week coming up. And going into the winter, I actually had a stockpile of videos. So if there were bad weather, I could actually go through that archive and pull some footage up. And then Herman reminded me after this COVID thing, after him being home, you always have footage, whether you've used it or not. It's just a matter of how you present it. Right, Tom?
Now, yes, of course. Yeah. Lawrence, how much
Tom, you're muted. You're muted.
How much of the footage don't you use, Lawrence, when you do a video?
You know what? You would be mad at me if you saw how much footage I deleted.
Oh, you sit on so much stuff, though. The problem is we keep too much stuff, also.
Yeah, when you fly, you're a
it's
hoarder.
not like wine. It's not like wine. It's not going to get better with age. Okay, a shitty shot is a shitty shot. It's got to be deleted.
Yeah,
but
that's how I've been feeling.
Hey Herman, Tom's not saying you're sitting on a bunch of shitty shots.
Oh, Al
No,
Diaz
I did
says,
not
are
say
you
that.
starting? Look, Al Diaz was under the impression you were starting your football season now, but they postponed everything. Al Diaz.
Oh yeah, school hasn't even started yet.
Buy some more things for your quads.
Nothing's gonna happen until school starts.
Yeah.
As soon as hasn't even started yet.
But if this was the real season, your team would have been practicing in the fields already before school started. Is it?
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Preseason, and we'd have been looking at going into the first week of school. We would have had the first game.
Tim Jackson says, Phantom Flight 101. I would have told the doc to show me first before I had to move my ankle the way he wanted you to. He would just stand there and wiggle his foot the way he wants you to move it.
Well, Herman broke into a breakdance, I heard.
Well, he went home and shit was swollen again. That's what the deal was. Let me pull up these. Let me pull.
Who was it that asked me how did I hurt my ankle? Oh, if you remember the injury with
I'll be on in a second.
Odell Beckham.
All right.
When he I guess he was going for the ball and the guy was making a play on him, his ankle got rolled up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I was going up for the ball, right? And I got both hands on it. As I was coming down, the guy making the play rolled up on my, what happened is
he bridged him.
This guy worked with a cart with some material on it, rolled up over the back of my ankle and twisted it up under the cart. And that's how I hurt the ankle.
Workers' comp.
Oh yeah.
Stevie Bronx said he would join us, but he's He came out here to fly today, Tom, with me and Justin. But he
Yeah.
it has it's honeydew time. That's why he got out early to fly and went back to the Bronx. And he just sent me a picture.
Understood.
He says it's not from IKEA, but I'm building right now. So you have my sympathy, Stevie, if you're watching. Let me tell him good luck.
You know,
All right, he just sent it on Messenger.
my
So
sister just got some
he's
of that
doing
IKEA
he's
furniture
doing
delivered.
the daddy thing, and nothing wrong with that. He got out to fly with us though. He got out to fly with me and Justin early this morning. Like I said, we hit 3 spots, and it was worth it. Now, here's an announcement for anyone who watches the live stream and is within the Ulster County area. Tonight at 9 p.m., Starlight Aerial Productions is giving a show at 9, a drone show. It says, as a thank you for the local community for the recent project, we will do a free socially distanced drive in performance tonight at 9 p.m. at the Ulster County Fairgrounds on Libertyville Road. Your local DJ Joey will handle the music for us and help from your local drone picks. It's only a 9-minute show, but it'll be very unique and it'll be a great way to end your Labor Day. So if you're in the Ulster County area, and they'll be at the Ulster County Fairgrounds on Libertyville Road doing a drone air show. I will post a link here if you want to check it out and you're in the area. Like I said, we have some people that watch the live stream that live up near Poughkeepsie and may want to ride 2 hours and check it out. But I have to mention it's a 9-minute show. El Smeghead, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it very, very much.
Tim
Hey,
Jackson.
Lawrence, I wanted to say one thing. Guys,
Thank you, man. We highly appreciate it. Oh, Tim
it may not
Jackson.
be any of you
Oh,
guys
wow.
in the chat, but please respect the TFRs. You know, there
Yes,
was a
give me a
drone
second. I'll be right there.
spotted flying at the fires over in Arizona. And you know, when you do stuff like that, you start to ground the planes that they use and the drones that they might use to help fight these fires. You know, please respect the TFRs, man, especially these fires and stuff like that, emergency situations. You know, public service, they need to be able to get their job done. And if you're flying in the area,
They
you
can't.
stop all operations, man.
Tim
Please.
Jackson, I highly appreciate you, sir. Thank you so, so much. Very, very much appreciated. We appreciate everything that comes in to those guys. And I'm speechless. I am seriously,
Reiterating
because
what
it
Herman
makes
said.
it makes you feel that everything that we do on those guys is that much more worth it. What were you saying, Tom? I'm sorry.
Just reiterating what Herman said. Respecting the
Jackson.
TFRs and making sure you don't fly over disaster sites. You don't fly over emergency situations because you're going to actually ground the public safety people who need to fly over those situations. So let's respect the community, especially our fellow drone pilots.
Well, the fact that you guys are mentioning that, and they had to stop a Yankee game early this week because of drone flying over the stadium. Now, it was a Mavic 2 drone, because they got a pretty good picture of it. And I'd like to say, if there's anyone in New York City that's flying over a baseball stadium, you're an idiot. If there's anyone in New York City and you're flying where there are emergency vehicles running to a scene, or you're flying and you see an ambulance going down the street and you chase it, you're an idiot. Stay the hell away. Plain and simple. Let these guys do what they got to do. But Herman, did you mention about the fires?
Yeah.
How they had, okay, all right. That's where I was leading. BK Drone Boys, what's good? What's good? How are you? Those guys, Jim Jackson says those guys are awesome, and I want to let you know how much I appreciate these lives. Tim
Thank you very
Jackson,
much,
we
Tim.
appreciate you and
Thank you.
everybody that supports us. more than you could ever know. Seriously, because if it wasn't for you guys, hey Tom, do you know who BK Drone Boys is?
Who is that?
You need to ask him. He knows you. I know who he
BK
is. I want to
Drone
know.
Boys.
I know who he is. I want to know if you know who he is.
There's a whole cast of characters out of Brooklyn.
Capture Life Connection. You better get off this damn computer and put that cabinet, bed, or whatever the hell it is you got spread across that floor together and start playing. But you can listen to us though. What's up? What's up, Big Matt? I hit that like button on the way in. Much appreciated. BK Droner Boys. I think that's your boy Courtney. Courtney Darlington.
Courtney.
I think
How's-
confirm that BK Drone Boys. I'd appreciate it. And El Smeghead. Classic. How are you guys? Anyway, I did make the announcement about the Ulster County Drone Show, so I can get that off of my list here and close that window down. And I thought, Tom, you would be interested in this topic because I titled the live stream Ground Based Detect and Avoid. It's basically GBDAA. If none of you know what the hell this is, hopefully by tonight you will. And hopefully you can carry it over to other live streams and share the knowledge. But as of December 31st, UTM, unmanned traffic management systems, are going into experimental state and testing stages. And you did hear last week, right, Herman? That you mentioned last week that Amazon has got approval to fly.
Mhm.
So it's a matter of time before you see one of these GBDAA, GBDAA, damn, ground-based detect and avoid systems. Now, what they are, they have mobile devices you can put on the back of a truck. They have a device, they actually have one that flies on a drone. So they could actually take this device and fly it in a perimeter, and it will be drone free and or monitor all airspace in that area. This thing comes with Doppler radar, X-band radar for helping with weather, so it can see through weather. Detection of cooperative transporter equipped and non-cooperative aircraft within a 20-mile radius, meaning whether you have a transponder or not, if you're in the air and you come within 20 miles of this thing, it should be able to identify you. Okay, now it's a double-edged sword because this ground-based detect and avoid is a double-edged sword, meaning you can use this to put up a temporary no-fly zone in an area and restrict people from flying, or you can use it to assist with search and rescue and make sure no one flies into that airspace. Tom, the particular one that I'm looking at now, it's called the Harrier. It's DTECT, DETECT, ground-based detect and avoid system. It says this technology will provide long-range monitoring of airspace, automatic aircraft risk advisories to extend UAV operations beyond visual line of sight. And the main reason I wanted to go into this story is because there are a lot of companies out there that are going to be flying beyond visual line of sight. So something like this ground-based detect and avoid system would help them along their way. If you have them stationed 20 miles apart from each other, you pretty much have a grid, or along the flight path that you may be flying consistently. Help me
It's
out
an
here, Tom.
air traffic management system.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
pure and simple. Pure
Exactly.
and simple. They'll be routing traffic according to density of air travel in the area.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be routing traffic based upon the use of product in the area, say from a consumer. Those
Hey,
things
Jay
will be taken
Santiago,
into
JSK.
consideration. So basically, what they're doing is through these studies, they're mapping out the metrics that's expected to be, gotten through this trial period.
Yes.
So they can better use these AI systems to predict the type of routing they'll need. Okay.
Right.
And BVLOS flights might wind up in airspaces beyond 400. That's also a possibility.
I expect that to happen. I'm expecting that to happen because the 400 is
There could
it's
be
that
special
transitional
routing.
it's that
There could,
transitional airspace between landing and taking off
right.
that you have to
Well,
be
think
concerned
about it.
about.
You treat airspace now as grids. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything's on a Latin long. Everything is at an elevation altitude. So everything is tracked now in an XYZ. The same is happening here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there might be special access corridors that are set up to get in and around cities, especially cities where building elevations are higher than
Mm-hmm.
your ceilings,
Exactly.
right? So
Like
they'll
New
be
York.
they'll have to coordinate those activities, and this is technology coming together. You have to generate the data in these test scenarios so that they can better predict when they move into a production environment what kind of traffic issues they're gonna
Right.
have to
Well,
manage.
Well, last year at the with the FAA spoke on flights beyond the visual line of sight. They spoke on the fact of see and avoid, and that was what the major issue was of improving before beyond line of sight flights were allowed. And now all of a sudden they're starting to pop up, and the topic is coming up again and again and again.
Well,
And like I said last week, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to lock down and make sure that everything is correct and and with the remote ID first, because being able to identify who is there is more important right now than traffic and traffic management. Traffic management will come along afterwards. But as far as the see and avoid, that was the most important thing for them last year. And once that was approved, they
we'll
said
see.
that they had to improve on that first, most off, be able so anything could happen.
Well, this company, Dtex, they have three main systems. They have a ground-based system that can be pulled in a truck. They have an area that can a certain radius. They have a Harrier version that can fly a certain radius, and then they have a rooftop version. So they have everything from. I'm going to put the link. I just have some information on here. I'd rather read first and skip through if you want to go into more detail. And also, this Dtex, this company here, DTEC this is not new. They've been doing this since 2008. They've been active and supplying random no-fly zones for corporate events and things like that. So that's kind of interesting that they've been around since 2008 and they're already established. So guess who might have them and one or two other companies may have their foot in the door when it comes to UTMs, unmanned traffic management systems, which I find very, very interesting because this says something about multifunctional for simultaneous detection of UAVs, drones, and conventional aircraft, ultralights, helicopters, and small to large aircraft. If it's in the air, they're going to freaking spot it and tell whether it has feathers or not, supposedly. And like I said, they've been doing it since, here, I'm put the link in now, since 2008. Check out their site.
So
These guys have
in
been,
every branch of the U.S. military, they've
yeah,
been involved in.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
But there's the link
partners
to it.
with some large agencies as well.
Right, right. Now,
Yeah, this isn't new to them. They're a sensor and radar company. They've been around
exactly.
for a
So
while.
they already had
Yeah.
the tech. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of
they've
changing
already
how
had
it's, yeah.
they already have the procurement mechanisms
But
worked
if
out
you
within
click
the
on the
military.
link, if you click on the link, they have it down to an actual airport where if you use their Harrier system, this has a
Yeah.
control tower, a
Yeah.
two-bay hangar, and a short VTOL vertical takeoff and launch system for the Harrier system. Now the Merlin system that already looks military because I see an F-18 Hornet in the background if you scroll all the way down to the bottom. But I'm more concerned about the drone watcher. If you scroll all the way to the bottom and you look at that, that's a rooftop unit.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, in around colleges,
It's
what they don't
actually
want you
sitting on a,
flying.
that's actually sitting on a tripod.
Right,
If you look at it
but
closely.
you would
Yeah.
probably want to attach this to something more
You
solid.
see they have it attached to a pole in the parking lot, a light pole in the
Yeah.
parking lot.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I do see that now that
Yeah.
I clicked on it. A drone watcher layered with drone surveillance and interdiction, which may have something to do with some level of jamming. I haven't read this part of the article. Like I said, it's real extensive. I'm going to have to look at this some more. I could probably get another story or two just off this drone watcher box alone by itself, because I could see someone like Tom buying one and putting one on his roof and just making it small enough to protect the radius of his house.
Just tracking the incoming. That's all. Got to be
Yeah.
prepared, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Lawrence is making me out to be a prepper. Remember, I'm still living in the city. There's no prepping for that, man.
yeah, unfortunately. I see the link that you put, Tim Jackson. I need to look. Radio Master TS16. That's going to be, oh, interesting. Okay. Welcome to the world of FPV, Mr. Tim Jackson, and welcome to the dark side as well. As
Another
soon
one.
as you get the radio, download a $20 sim like Velocidrone or Liftoff. You don't need Drone Racing League, it's overrated. But get something like Liftoff or Velocidrone, and you can hook that controller up to your computer and you can practice flying FPV that way. So when you do get a bird and some goggles, you'll already have some
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
Muscle
when
memory.
it comes to flying FPV. Great investment. Great investment, Tim Jackson. I very much would like to see the progress. Now, this was supposed to be the main topic of the live stream, and only because you guys got to get used to this. And when I say get used to this, you're going to see areas where you used to be able to fly. We see it here in New York, Tom and Herman, where areas where you used to be able to fly where you can't anymore. And it's getting, what happened?
Yeah.
Paul? I thought Paul burped or something. I don't know. Oh, well, this D-Tech company, like I said,
Hey, Sean.
if you look at their homepage, these guys have not only been doing it for a while, but they do special events. If your pockets are deep enough, they'll come in and either keep drones in or keep them out. And it's not just drones. This can be used to identify aircraft in the area. So I guess if you're doing some research and development like DJI, you might want a couple of these around your buildings. Who knows? Jamming everything in the area. What's up, Drone
Getting
Worship?
better, man.
How are you? Geeks Vana, what's good, my friend? Stomach muscle memory. I have a great stomach muscle memory. I do too. It's called eating. It's called eating, man. How are you, Geeks Vana, Tim Jackson, Drone Worship? Hope you're feeling better. I don't know if you're out of the hospital yet. Mel, what's good? Welcome to. Yeah, New York is different now. It's different to the point where you can't even call yourself a drone pilot and just pull out your drone and go fly anywhere, because it's not going to happen. I mean, Captured Light Connection, Stevie Bronx, he came out here, and one of his concerns were that he wouldn't be able to fly because we are within a 5-mile radius of the airport. But if you look at the entire peninsula where I'm at, there is a ceiling of 400 feet. Now, here's the catch-22, because we hit 3 spots today. One spot, we could see they were down the beach, about 5 miles down the beach, taking off on the main runway, the same runway that they use for the Concorde, that long one heading out over the peninsula, out into the ocean. Well, we wind up going pretty close to that area. And even though air map and everything said that there was a 400-foot ceiling, when you started your DJI bird, hint, hint, it said there was a ceiling of 200 feet. So it actually will not let you go higher than 200 feet. I mean, you shouldn't go higher than 200 feet, but that's where we were flying, and which was perfectly fine because we didn't need to go higher than 100. But it was a fun day. We got some nice footage. There were no mishaps, and check
Yeah,
out
it's
air map.
so hard to
Well,
fly now
well,
around
Lawrence,
the area.
things changed back when they told hobbyists that you could no longer control their space.
Give me the key.
And then they came up with the whole Lance thing and said you had to have approval. And it took a
Yes.
minute before they came up with Lance for the hobbyists.
Well,
So
this
that's
is what
when
he had to get.
things changed from then. You know, so it's been a minute now, and bottom line is guys are still flying, and some guys are still flying in areas where they really shouldn't, but that's neither here nor there.
This is true, but I'm gonna say now, had we not been responsible flyers, we would have not known that there was a 200-foot ceiling. And it actually, before you take off, that you're taking responsibility, which means it was cleared through Lance. Okay, but you have to also keep in mind we were in the 3 to 5 mile radius of that 5 mile bubble. Anything I believe from 3 miles in, you're not going to be able to fly. And I only know that from personal experience flying along the peninsula out here where I live. I don't know about any place else. I'm just saying out here. And also, Lance is smart enough now to tell you if you are in the area, it's going to limit your ceiling, which I thought was kind of interesting. And Stevie Bronx is like, yo, it says air map says a 400 ceiling. And I said, well, you see the plane taking off in that direction? We are close enough so that they feel we don't have to go higher than 200 feet.
It's automatically set at these lower levels. We don't have Lance activation capability here in the tri-state region. Okay, I can't get anything out of EWR. I can't get anything out of JFK or LaGuardia on Lance. So no. So basically, that's AirMap is telling you what the limits are allowed up to.
Mm-hmm.
But DJI, to protect themselves from liability,
Yes, they
has
say,
automatically
yes.
set, here are the parameters. You want to fly, you can fly within these parameters.
Right.
Take
And that's
responsibility, be an
exactly
adult, and fly.
right.
Now, are you running amok of the Avigator law? Yeah, probably. Are you running amok of a Parks Department ordinance? Yeah, there's so many of those, they can't even keep track of them. So,
Yeah. Hey, Birdman.
it's like, let's clarify this. Let's get it straight. And let's say, hey, you want to fly, here's the responsibility you have to adhere to.
Yes.
Anything other than that, you'll be held culpable. That's it. Okay.
Well, you will be considered rogue. And this is where the remote ID comes in, because don't quote me on this, but even for you FPV pilots, it's rumored that to put a remote ID device into an FPV drone, they guesstimated, keyword guesstimated, the cost of this device would be anywhere from $15 to $30, which is nothing considering you pay a lot more than that for some other parts.
Well,
So
it's got to be fairly administered. Also my information should be like my license plate. You can read it. Anybody can read my license plate.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you know where I live.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So keep that stuff where it
Tim,
belongs.
take it easy, man. Thank you so much.
With enforcement and ordinance requirements, and don't give out my shit to the public. I don't want people coming up on me while I'm flying. We have the squad who does that now. That people will come up. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But now
squad.
I don't need people.
I gotta remember that. The
seeking
squad.
me out because they have an app now, and that'll be all the rage. The app. Let's go find the drone pilots.
Yeah. But
let's burn them at the stake.
I thought
Okay,
this
they're
would
nothing
be,
but witches.
I thought this would really be a good and interesting topic and a link to put up, because a lot of people don't know the severity and extremes that people are going through to make sure that this the UTM, unmanned traffic management system, works. Just like we went through everything. We went through the testing of them testing Lance, etc. We had our small little test here in New York. We also had them testing drone highways from Utica, New York to somewhere
Utica
to
through
Rome.
the
They
yeah.
were stationed in Rome, New York. They were testing drone highways all the way up to Utica. Okay, with multiple drones passing each other at random. My nephew-in-law would call me up and be like, "Yo, if you was flying up here, you'd be mad because they just sent out a notice to the people in neighborhoods. A notice that there's no kite flying,
Or
no
anything.
balloon
Yeah.
launches, anything,
Yeah.
because they're doing this testing from Utica, New York to Rome, New York, and from Rome, New York
So
back to Utica."
so think about one important thing here that it seems to be getting glossed over. Okay, when you talk about beyond visual line of sight, right? And that's this big one with UTM and all.
Mm-hmm.
That's taking care of what's in the air. Do you know what else we just gave up here was flight over people? Because you can't tell me these traffic zones will be set up and
I
there won't
know
be
it's
anybody
impossible, especially in New York.
below them.
Well,
I mean, come on now. So are we throwing a flight over people out the window? Hey
no,
guys, no waiver necessary. You can't see it. It's okay. That's on someone else.
well, no,
Especially with a
son,
300-pound drone passing over your head.
that's
Well,
why the
yeah. I
amendment
mean,
came
Give me a
out
second. I got a
for
phone call. Give me a second.
operations over people and operations at night. There are what I believe is happening now is that there's certain criteria you have to meet to be able to do those things.
well,
Like
I'm
one
sorry.
was that
Herman,
parachute.
yeah, well, 3 canned hams, spiral cut, by the way. Okay, being delivered. Okay, to Aunt Martha's. I'm sorry, they're coming down on somebody's head. There's a problem there.
Now, I got what you're
Okay.
saying. All I'm saying to you is that what it is that these things are gonna have to have some kind of, to fly that
Then
far.
we then
not
we should
just
have opened up a
hoppers.
parachute company, brother. We
Well,
should
they're
open
gonna
up a
have to be
parachute
equipped
company
with something like that. Because if
because,
you look, this what was it? Percepto has
well, the
has
thing
that
is with the
the
parachutes,
parachute.
they have to be repackaged by, okay, the manufacturer. So you can't repack that sucker yourself and put it back into service.
Okay.
You have to set up some kind of authentication process with the manufacturer that
Right,
either
well,
they factory. I mean, if you're a large operation like Amazon or UPS, okay, you're going to have your own fleet of drone mechanics
right.
who will repackage parachutes.
Well, all of
Okay.
the drone,
What happened to
all of
Paul?
the drone airline, he had to run. He left the message in the chat.
Oh,
All of
okay.
the drone airlines that are been approved so far, such as like Madamet and all of them, they service their system for their customer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about large infrastructure. You're talking about logistics. That this falls right firmly within their logistics vertical. Okay. This is nothing out of hand for them. They're already doing their own fleet maintenance and everything else. So now it's just adding. Now you got to go find those kids. You want to find a job. Maybe drone mechanic is in your future. Okay.
Well, let's see. That
Drone
goes back
tech.
to what we're talking about with school. But as far as operations over people, a parachute being needed and having to be serviced by, well, let's look at it this way. How often do you intend to deploy that parachute?
Well, the intent is never to have to deploy the
Exactly.
parachute, but
So,
flight without it.
I got what you're
This is
saying.
this is again. We missed our opportunity.
It,
We should have been properly leveraged in the parachute production market.
you're
Okay.
absolutely right, because if there's money in repacking the parachutes, then drone operations is a failure.
Yeah.
Well, you know it. You
Yeah.
know it. Like
Yeah.
anything else, an economy will be built up around this.
Well,
It'll be like anything
I'm
else, any
interested to
other
see.
evolution.
I'm interested to see some young kid come out of school and say, "I don't want to go to college for 4 years. I can become a drone parachute packer for a year and a half to 2." It, it's it,
So with an
it's
associate's degree
yeah, yeah.
in UAS, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
On the pack
I could
parachute,
see a 2-year
the drone.
course, and along with that, you'd also probably have to take some type of drone course to
Well, you got to
learn.
go work in the industry. You
Well,
got to
Yep,
earn your stripes
yep.
well, I kind of
in
explained to you
the
how it worked,
maintenance
Lawrence.
area, and then move up to the piloting.
Lawrence, I kind of explained that when I was telling you about the grants that were given out by Mr. Child and the schools. And what happened is you have to be majoring or minor in at minimum of 2 years
Yes,
in
yes.
UAS studies.
Yep, yep. And you know what? The fact that colleges are offering these courses now, where you come out a 107 pilot.
Not only that, but depending on what your studies are, you would be into, like we were talking about, being able to, maintain the drones and being able to actually build them from the ground up.
Engineer systems.
Right. And they're
Mhm.
also they also have studies in public sector too. So
Yeah, listen, I mean, you mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electromechanical. I mean, anything in this realm at all is pertinent. Okay, robotics. It's all going to be AI based, but you still have to have the exoskeletons around it. You still have to have the mechanicals around it to get it to function and interface. So, plenty of opportunities out there.
Hey, Sailor Steve, how are you? Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys.
Thanks for your service,
You
Sailor
didn't
Steve.
miss a whole lot, but I did do a small story on this company called Detect. I have the link right here. Check it out. You'll probably be seeing devices like this in areas across the United States, and it would only make sense to see stuff like this, like across the United States, because they're going to be testing UTMs and tra unmanned traffic management systems. They're going to be testing a whole bunch of stuff, drone deliveries and drop-offs. I'm still waiting to see what the hell Zipline is showing us here in the United States. I know they're here in the United States with a team to show us how successful Zipline is. For those of you who don't know what Zipline is, it's a catapult drone system, fixed wing, that has the accuracy of a B-52 bomber for dropping packages. I mean, it could probably hit a quarter and give you back a dime as far as the targeting system, So take a look at it at that link there, detect.inc.com. And these are companies, there are companies around the United States that are going to be popping up. This particular company has been around since 2008. I'm quite sure there are other companies around. I just happened to come across this one through a story that Herman had sent me, that I wind up clicking on a link, and I'm like, wow, I knew they had systems like this in the military, but I didn't know you can hire a system. So you're having a kids party in your backyard, and you don't want your neighbors flying their drones over your kids' parties because you're afraid a drone might drop out the sky and hit them in the head. Well, go to this link here. You can get a little box and protect your area. Or you can monitor what's in the area, whoever, whatever. I'm just rambling now.
that sounds like abuse.
What happened?
That sounds like abuse.
Abuse? Well, I doubt very much these are affordable to the common man, but I'm quite sure to the corporate businesses and maybe some non-corporate, just private businesses, I'm sure they could get the money up to have these devices fixed in a certain area. I mean, how hard is it to take one of these devices and put it over Yankee Stadium? And now, when you have a game, instead of there being a no-fly zone, they just flick a switch. Try to fly your drone in then. you know, and I felt real bad about that because I could actually identify the drone. It was a Mavic 2. It wasn't a Mavic Air. It wasn't a Mavic Mini. It wasn't a Phantom. It was a Mavic 2 series drone because it was big enough that the full, you guys know the perimeter of Yankee Stadium, the dome, the semicircle, the dome over the top. This fool actually went over the stadium and started lowering down over the players. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I say fool, I stress the word fool. I hope it's known
I know
in
who
that
did
other
that.
group.
That was a while ago, right?
No, this
No,
just
that was
happened.
this week.
Oh,
It was
this week?
This
Oh,
just happened. Yeah.
Yeah, this week it just happened. The middle of the
Oh.
game, everybody looked up and they saw a Mavic 2, the Mavic 2 series, I should say, because I don't know whether it was a Pro or a Zoom, because it was
Yeah, it
going
was a
away from
Hasselblad. It was a Hasselblad commercial. Yeah. It was a Pro.
You see they're shooting commercials with baseball players in the background. See if they don't know about it, they don't have to pay them.
Yeah, right.
You know what's so funny about that whole thing with the TFRs and the baseball games and stuff like that? If you look at the wording on how they or where they apply them and to what games they apply them to, it doesn't sound like a safety issue. It sounds more like a copyright issue.
Oh, it's announced in every bar, isn't it? At the beginning and end of every game, who owns the rights to this game?
Right. That's
Okay.
why I say that.
Yeah.
Because they're only over major league games, NFL games, soccer, major soccer games, right? And Division I sports.
Yep.
There are thousands of people at Division II sporting events and Division III, and you do not mention them on there. Why? Because
Business drives business.
they don't
Business
have the
drives
major
everything.
they don't have the major television rights at those games, right?
Business drives everything.
Unfortunately, it's sad but true, Tom. It is. You know that. Business does
What
drive
life
it.
is.
It's if you make it, somebody will buy it and someone will sell it. You could make shit on a stick, and I'm not lying. You still there's a lady on
Well,
cable
incense.
on a cable channel. She makes jewelry and clocks and stuff out of moose turds. I swear to God, it's called Turdy Works. You can Google it. You can look it up. This lady's like 70 something years old, and she takes moose turds, and she's got everyone in the town. They had a cable show for one season.
I'm just saying that's industrious. Okay, come on now.
Listen, labor's cheap.
She probably has no sense of smell either anymore.
No
okay?
sense of smell,
So,
dude.
you know,
They're petrified. She had petrified. See, the golden hour would be nice. See, Big Mac? At that train bridge. Hint, hint. I flew there today. So golden hour over there would be really, really nice with the city in the background reflecting the sun. There's a spot out here where I live where you can fly by a train bridge and catch the city in the background. You can catch the silhouette of the bridge, golden hour going down, and you can catch the sun reflecting off of certain buildings in Manhattan, provided you have a Phantom 4 Pro or something to that equivalent. You could shoot it with other drones. I'm just being facetious.
It looked like there was a drone at the Yankee Stadium on September 2nd too.
yeah, that was the
it.
one we were talking about.
That was it. That was it, Justin. That was the one this week.
Slow, don't mind me.
That was the one. Yeah, on the 2nd.
Yeah. So now like I'm saying, how hard is it to take one of these devices, Tom, and put them over a stadium?
Oh, again, it'll be whether the corporation wants to place it there or not, right? I mean, it could be tied to insurance premiums. Who knows? They get a discount off
But
their
if
insurance
an
premiums.
insurance company, an insurance company comes in and says, we're not going to protect you against shit falling out of the sky because
unless you put in a system.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like a great lobbyist.
You remember the U.S. Open, that drone that fell on the steps between the people?
So,
Lawrence, a lot
there's
of that.
no defense against knuckleheads.
A lot of that comes back to what I was talking about last week, Lawrence.
What?
About the FAA not allowing guys to interfere with signals in certain areas because you also interfere with law-abiding operations.
Yes.
You also interfere with things that are not pertaining to what you're trying to interfere with.
Detection and interdiction can be carried out as distinct operations. Okay, so that would answer that, Herman, as far as interference. The passive registration of signals would not impact on the transmission of signals by lawful use certificate holders.
So what you're saying, if I'm out in the middle of Utah Flats and I have a 10 acre squared off, I can legally have a company come in and protect that 10 acre square area.
No,
And
I
it
would
not
say,
inter-
well, yes, yeah, you could, but your enforcement above a certain altitude
yeah,
above
that I
would
understand.
would
Yeah,
would
that I
have to be
understand.
determined by the courts.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
if
see,
they
if
hadn't
I only
already been tested.
if I have a 3-story building that's 30 feet and I want a 100-foot bubble around that building,
You would have to, well, first off, you'd have to file for that. It doesn't
Mhm.
just magically appear
Oh yeah.
on an FAA sectional map, right?
True.
So you actually would have to file for limited airspace use, and that's a whole petition process, and that has to go through a whole rigmarole. Okay, much like you've never seen, especially as somebody in the drone side of the
Yeah.
fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there put some pretty lengthy, involved courses of action that have to be followed there.
Well, it's the
So
same thing now with Hollywood. Now Hollywood's doing a lot. A lot of these camera crews, they're not going in with dollies and stuff. Some of these companies are going in with drones and a few manned cameras, and
oh
and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
they're getting permission to use that airspace for
Oh,
whatever.
sure. I mean, they're going in with Altus octocopters, and they're going in with red cameras, and
Mhm.
you're talking about an industry that's been driven by
Money.
best boys and grips, and
Yeah.
having to set up these rigs that for a shot could be $600,000-$700,000.
Right.
And
Just
then now you
a
can come
2-minute
in
clip for a
for
2-minute clip.
20 grand and have the best in the game, shoot for you.
Yeah.
And
I
your
agree.
DP is still taking it in from the ground. I mean, right there, that's an industry that's driven by revenue. So the more they can squeeze out of the penny, the more they'll advance this industry also. So that's a good thing for us.
Well, I'm for it. I'm for it. If it'll tighten things up and limit the dummies to doing what they're doing, I'm for it. Because I used to be one that could fly anywhere with anyone, and now I'm the kind of person I'd rather stand there and watch everybody else fly, and then when they're done, then I can fly.
See, there's something in the industry called ID10T.
Okay, I'm not
I don't
familiar
know
with it.
if
I'm
you're
not.
not familiar with it. ID10T, the first thing I would do is write it down so that you don't forget it. It's very, very important. Okay,
ID10T.
ID10T. Yeah, and what that is that's a code that's used in the IT industry to identify that there is in fact a portion of the population that no matter what technology safeguards you put in place, they will figure out how to defeat it. So if you haven't already written down ID 10,
ID10T, there's an actual form.
yeah, ID10T actually spells idiot.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Okay, so that's also known as the issue lies between the keyboard and the seat. Okay, so that's the biggest problem with technology today is it's still abandoned knuckleheads that are trying to leverage it. Okay,
Yeah.
so no matter what systems you put in place, there will be a knucklehead that attempts to land in the third row midfield in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Okay, just know
You
it.
know
It's going to
what?
happen.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right about that. No matter what you do, there will always be some guy that comes out of nowhere and said, "I didn't know."
Yeah, and too bad Paul's
And be
not here
honest
to
about it.
defend himself. But I was going to say, some cheesehead from Wisconsin is definitely going to try to fly into a Green Bay game. You know that.
Yeah, yeah. This is true. This is very, very true. So Justin, what's good, man? You got some good footy from today? Because I didn't get a chance to go through mine. I told you once I came home and the adrenaline wore off, and the problem after I drank a beer, I was asleep, sucking my thumb, man, like in the middle of the day.
Oh, I'm the same. I'm still slouching around.
Huh? Still,
Still slouching around.
oh. Well, Stevie said he had fun. He said he had fun coming out here flying with us, and we were just discussing with Big Matt and some guys that it would be nice to hit up that train bridge during Golden. So let's try and make something happen. Big Matt, you guys need to swoop up Herman. They got Herm. I wouldn't sit on it, but they had a love seat out there
Oh yeah, they
at
did.
the edge of the water. At the edge of the
Yeah.
water, some fishermen
Yeah.
dumped a love seat there. I wouldn't sit on it.
I
Trust me.
sit down.
I'd be scared that something would crawl out of it on me. But
You know
It-
you're taking something home.
if you sunset tomorrow's at 7:22, every day it's going to increase by 2 to 3 minutes.
Decrease, yeah.
Yeah, which means eventually it'll get to the point where
Well,
days will be-
eventually it should get to the point that even the lazy people get up for sunrise. Okay.
I wish I could freaking I could sleep all day like some people do, and then maybe I guess I don't. Justin, is that bird there the one you put LEDs on
What?
the far left?
No, that's Hadley's.
The Franken drone. No, not your left, the far right. Your far right.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm waiting for you to bring me that bird, man. I'm dying to have something to see at night.
I'm gonna try to finish it.
And for those of you who don't know, but I'm starting to see a lot of FPV pilots switch from full digital to DJI Crossfire. Must do some more research. That's all I can say. Because I'm wondering why people are going from a digital system back to analog. There's got to be a reason, but I see a lot of people doing it, and I want to see. I think Crossfire gets a little better distance on the VTX than DJI digital system, but don't quote me on that.
When's my DJI FPV come?
Thanks, Jackson RC. What happened, Tom?
When does my DJI FPV gets released?
I'm waiting to see an FAA or some FCC patent.
What's happening in October? Isn't there some kind of release
in
coming up in
October?
October?
I think they're launching some new Ronin.
Nah, the Ronin is already, that info is already out there on the Ronin.
The new Ronin's already out?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Look, they're suckering people into buying
released it
another Osmo with magnets now.
yeah, I know. That was I was so disgusted when I saw that.
What's funny about the Osmo?
Because they could have came out with that system a long time ago.
You know what's funny about the Osmo Mobile? Doesn't matter which one, like Billy said, it doesn't matter which one you have, you're gonna get the same footage. It's all about
True.
yeah.
And even when you're walking, you get that little bounce, that walker's bounce.
Yeah.
Unless you get that arm Herman has, which looks like a bionic arm holding the
Well,
Osmo.
then it becomes, after you're all said and done, you got a Ronin. Okay.
True.
Pretty much.
True.
I'm looking to pick up a Insta360, probably the twin, the 360
Okay.
because I'm getting the e-bike, so I figured I'd chronicle that and go ahead and put that on one of those invisible selfie sticks on a handlebar mount. The great thing about those things is you can recompose the images after you're in post.
Right.
Like pick a few from the front, some from the side, some from above,
Yeah,
Now-
because you're shooting everything.
Tom,
Yeah.
maybe you could confirm this for me, but for today, I got to see a Mavic Air 2 and touch it and feel it. And
It's nice.
it,
You know,
it,
I'm tempted, but
Tom, Stevie had one. He was like, yo, you want to check it out? And he handed it to me. And I could probably throw this thing 60 yards easy. And that's how light it is. Now, the first thing that I thought about when he handed it to me was that looks like a copy of the Mavic 2 series with half the weight and half the size. And when he took off, you could barely hit a damn thing.
Yeah, the airframe configuration is going to basically stay. They got a winning combination there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
and they're just going to build, they're just going to build scale off of that both ways. Okay. They can release a series of aircraft all along a size range of that airframe.
Well, I think that the Mavic Mini may have been a fail. They did okay.
I don't think so. I got to be honest with you. The Mavic Mini, first off, you can keep the batteries charged up in the Mavic Mini. Okay. And their little 3-gang charger. You're always ready to go with that bird. You always have an aerial platform.
You could put it on like a tie clip.
You
can wear it as a tie clip.
It sits right in the palm of my hand and goes right out the car window. And she's gone.
Especially for a drone that everybody considers as a toy grade drone.
Nobody pays attention to it. It's off doing its little thing.
I guess.
If you look at the drones out there on the
remember,
market,
it's not the camera that makes the photographer.
True.
But the Mavic Air 2, beautiful bird, tempted, but you know, no sooner you pull the trigger on it, they'll announce the next greatest thing. So I got to try to get myself to in the habit of missing every other generation of something at least. Okay.
So Tom, look at this. You're talking about the red camera, right? Look at this. They just made the first FPV frame that could carry a red camera.
Yep. You know, because they need to get those shots going down the road on 2 road bikes, you know, doing 89, 90 miles an hour around a hairpin
exactly.
turn. And you need this ability. I mean, you know, and then being able to capture it. Remember, a shot like that would have taken probably 20, 30, 40 evolutions for them to get through. Yeah. Now the same aircraft can fly it both as a chase, as a lead, and as a profiler. Okay. In a couple of runs up and down the mountain, that's it. So
that's one thing I don't want to crash.
Game changer.
Tom, if I could afford to put a red camera on the drone, I'm going to have about 2 or 3 of them.
Well, if you can afford it, then you're also getting the work behind it, right?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
They don't even bat an eye. You got a half an hour's worth of work and you're charging $60,000. They don't even bat an eye because they used to pay.
Yeah.
They used to pay a 10-fold multiplier to do the same thing and do it how many times before they got their shot? So
once in a while with FPV pilots, they're getting shots and in the first, second run, there's no more 10 runs you have to do or 10 times you have to push a guy on a dolly down the track next to the car. Or hang cameras outside the car anymore.
Yep.
Now, all of that technology, you remember back in the 70s, they had these big rigs hanging out the sides of the car.
Everything was
camera.
Everything had to be engineered. Everything was a rigging job. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why you had so many when you started to read the credits and you saw how many grips and best boys there were on a shoot. Okay. These are the guys hanging off of those rigs and making sure they stay attached and get built in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's a whole industry there that's also morphing. You want to follow somebody, follow a guy like Trent Palmer. I follow him because of the aviation photography stuff with the bush planes, the short takeoff and landing.
You got a link?
He's up on YouTube, Trent Palmer. You look for Trent Palmer, you'll find him right away. But
Okay.
he's a professional drone pilot for the entertainment industry, for the movie industry. And he built himself his own home up in northern Nevada with his own grass strip.
You know
that
what's
he can
funny?
take off and like.
I know this guy's face, but I didn't know who the hell he was.
Oh yeah.
I've
Trent's good
seen
people.
I've
Trent's
seen
part
some
of a
I've
group
seen
of
some of
buddies
his
out there.
aerial work from planes.
Yeah,
Some of his
well,
work.
Trent is part of a band of buddies out there from the Flying Cowboys. So a
Okay,
group
see,
of
you learn something new every day. You guys
group
want
of
to check
folks in Nevada,
You
and
guys definitely want to check this man out right here. He does some phenomenal work. He does a lot of commercial stuff too.
yeah.
He does a lot of commercial stuff. Interesting.
He's got a Kit Fox I've been jonesing after for a while, trying to convince the wife to allow me to buy. But right now it's the RV or the plane. So I guess we're getting the RV because she can drive it too. Okay.
Yeah. That's only until you make sure she gets a license, which she should have in case you were to get dizzy and have to use the bathroom or something while flying somewhere.
Well,
No, I'm just saying.
Look,
You know,
it's
not happening.
You get a Carbon Cub, you get a Kit Fox. They run off of 87 octane.
Mhm.
They're listed as experimental. So the nice thing about that is if you buy yourself a Cessna 172, you can't change the pitch on the prop. You can't put a different cowling on. You can't do anything to that
It's
aircraft.
fixed.
That's
It's
a certified aircraft. You'd have to
Wow.
petition the FAA. But with an experimental, you can put a different engine in. You can try it for an oil cooler. You can add flaperons to it instead of having separate control surfaces. So that's the great thing about it. Now the other thing is, if you can't get a medical certificate, you can get yourself a light sport pilot certification.
Like sport pilots.
So you can still fly, and you can fly with a passenger. You can't carry more than one passenger, and you can't
But
carry for any type of hire.
have one passenger though.
Oh yeah, you can have a
Okay.
passenger with you. Yeah.
Me.
But the
I'm
nice
with-
thing about these aircraft is also, besides the short takeoff and landing capability. I mean,
No,
you're
see,
talking
that's
about
okay. See, right there,
you can take off in
you done
about
messed up, Tom.
150, 160 feet. I'm not exaggerating.
Tom,
Okay.
I do not want to experience the fighter pilot takeoff.
No, not this is first off, when you're flying these things at about 48 to 52 knots in the air, about 2,000 feet up, it feels like you're standing still.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, you get yourself a nice Rotex turbo engine, so you have better flight performance at elevation, but 80% of Nevada is public land. So you can take off and land from just about anywhere out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Or glide down.
If you watch one of the Flying Cowboy
Go ahead.
videos,
Hey, what's up, Recovery One? I'm sorry.
the
I'm
gang meets up.
sleeping.
The gang meets up in the air. You throw out your Latin long where you're going to meet. Everybody meets up, and then they spotted a gas station in the desert that had an Arby's.
Oh, get out.
They landed on the road. They pushed their planes over. They each fueled up, and then they had themselves some roast beef.
And they run on 87 octane.
You run on 87 octane. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than paying for aviation fuel.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. See, let's say
and watch Trent Palmer. You'll see the boys in action. I mean, coming off a Ridgeline, you talk about FPV, Lawrence.
Yeah.
This is first person reality, FPR.
I actually clicked on and specifically bookmarked it because I haven't seen any of his recent stuff. And like I said, I know the man's face. I didn't know who the hell he was, but I know I've heard of his name in Hollywood, He's done a
Yeah,
lot. He's done a lot of stuff.
he's
but
trying to get his wife to learn how to fly too.
Do you blame him?
Haley. He nicknamed her Hailstorm. So yeah, that's an evil villain.
And he survived.
Yeah, so far.
Hey, with the money he's got coming in, he can name her anything you want.
He's doing pretty good on the YouTube side of the fence there.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And
Yeah,
what,
he's doing
35,
quite well.
what is it? 35 million? Hold on. I let me get this correct. I don't want to give out any wrong information on the gentleman. If I click here, oh, so 343,000
Yeah, I was going to
343,000
say, yeah,
supporters. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
saw 35 million views.
yeah.
35.5 million views. That's a lot of cheddar coming out of. I guess at that point you wouldn't even care if YouTube took out their 30%.
No, I mean, it's money he wouldn't have had otherwise. So,
Listen, I see
and it's
it.
gotten him a lot of opportunities elsewhere also.
Right.
So.
I see it that way also. I see it that way. And I'm not mad at him at all. Listen, if you can get it, get it.
No, he's a solid guy too. Trent's a stand-up individual. The whole group of them out there are, that you can see the passion they have. And some nice aircraft. I mean, you're talking about being able to tinker on whatever you are flying there.
Right, right. Anything down to a bolt, a rivet
Yeah,
screw.
you get yourself some big 30-inch, some nice 30-inch tires. You can land basically anywhere.
I didn't recovery one. I didn't see his latest clip. That's why I bookmarked it because I like I said, I know his face and I've heard his name in Hollywood and around Hollywood, not in Hollywood, but around Hollywood. Certain jobs they call this guy in for specific jobs and specific types of planes that he flies.
Yeah, they've been doing it since the
Plummet, what's good, man? How are you, sir?
they've been doing the drone stuff since the helicopter days, when you had your tip speed,
Yeah.
of like 400 fucking knots, and you could definitely chop somebody's head off with one of those.
Well, yeah, that's
Now
that's the
everything
James
is
Bond scene.
yeah, everything's the Altus flyers now. I mean the big rigs, basically the Octos, big beefy motors.
Well, I need to check out and see if there are any more systems, companies like this company Detect, because
Oh, there's numerous ones. In fact, Boeing also has something they're working on, and Northrop Grumman is another company who's also working on.
okay, because they
s-
actually
yeah,
have a COVID-19 update. All DTEC locations in the United States, Canada, and the UK remain open under expanded internal safety controls and procedures. Our Panama City, Florida manufacturing plants continue to operate at normal production levels, meaning they didn't slow down not one freaking bit. That's what it sounds like. They didn't slow down one freaking bit, and I'm not mad at them. DTEC News. Okay, so you could pull up with 2 trucks. I'm looking at this screenshot here. You can pull up with 2 trucks and take control of an area. I'm impressed with the technology. I mean, I knew the military had it, but now that it's coming to the professional.
the military systems are just a precursor to what's available in the consumer market. I mean, it's just a few years
I'm
out.
sorry, that was me.
Whatever the military has, it'll find its way into the consumer world at some point. Mainly for corporations, but even that evolves.
You ordered the DJI FPV system today.
Yeah, it trickles down, John.
Okay, well, congratulations on it. You will
So
return
you
back
ordered.
to the dark side on it. You'll be back. A lot of people are switching over from full DJI digital to DJI Crossfire. And reason being, you can go further on Crossfire than you can with the DJI digital system.
Right now.
right now. That's true. Right now. Now, Team Black Sheep, I forgot who I mentioned. So yeah, Team
That was
Black
just
Sheep is
like in
supposed to also be coming up with a digital system. So who
that was
knows? They've been
just like
talking
in
about
the
it for a
whole world
while,
of
from what I
RC.
hear. What'd you say, Herman?
It's just like in the whole world of RC with all of the cars and the trucks and stuff like that.
Hmm.
The gasoline powered ones used to give you the better speed. Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Before lipos, not anymore.
Not
But
anymore.
not anymore. But my nephew-in-law is actually building a 3-foot gas-powered vehicle. And when I say build it, he brought the frame, he's brought the gas tank, he's got everything, he's putting it together. Oh, you're still using the Crossfire and Radio Master. Okay. I ordered the goggles and air unit. Okay. All right. What's up, feet on the ground? What's up from Australia?
Hey,
How are
what's
you,
up, Rob?
Rob? We're not doing a Vegemite challenge today, even though I did take some Vegemite and add it to toast. So I guess I do like it.
Now, if you add it to your daily diet,
No,
okay,
Tom. That whole night, my first night eating that little bit of the packet,
A
that
half a
whole
pack.
night I was burping what it tasted like vitamin D. And, here's something that's gonna make you laugh, Tom, Herman, and feet on the ground. No one told me. No one told me you cannot mix Vegemite with beer, even though it comes from beer. Even though it comes from beer, you
do
cannot.
you realize we were looking for that fermenting reaction to occur?
Tom, it was
Why
fermenting.
were we doing
Tom, it was
yeah,
fermenting in my damn stomach that night.
I had you reaching for the beer all night.
You to have some
No,
beer
not
with it.
reaching
Have
for
some
it.
beer
I
with it.
drank a beer.
How was the floor show the next morning?
Oh, I was good. I was okay. I used to have a cast iron stomach. I was good. The only thing was I could hear this stuff gurgling in my stomach.
It
I'm
was the
like, oh
production
no,
and yeah going on.
fresh beer and Vegemite, chemical reaction.
Probably got
Oh
a
yeah,
tree in there now.
oh yeah.
He says,
The
I probably got
mites,
a. I
yeah.
told you coffee was better. I did warn you. You were right. You were right. But you were right. I can't even say but because there's always bullshit behind but. You were right. Bubble gut. Yeah. I was laying there. I was playing Xbox. All of a sudden, my stomach said, "Urgh." It's like, wow, wow. So I'm not thinking that eating this Vegemite, which is beer scum and fresh beer, which
Yeah.
was not made from the Vegemite. Now, if I had the beer that was scooped off from the Vegemite, I might have been okay. But I was drinking a different type of beer and eating
So
Vegemite,
you'd have been just making
and
more
I
beer.
I had don't. He says don't. Plummet says don't blame beer, dude. Have you ever eaten Vegemite? Plummet,
Look, it was like you were
I will
gonna
send you Plummet. I will send you a packet if you're willing to get on Night Train show and try out some Vegemite. I have a packet right here. I will send it to you across the country. I have 4 packets in here. 4 packets left of Vegemite. Wow, I just pulled a bag and all this vitamin B smell just went. I gotta see if one of them suckers are open. That's what it smelled like.
So you're gonna do point the house if one is open?
Sue said she hates it. I'll send the good stuff again next time.
The good stuff.
No thanks. Plummet, come
The
on,
good one?
Plummet. You could try it on the Night Train's live stream or even get it to Night Train. I know you guys fly together. Yo, Night Train, this will bring up the ratings on your live stream. Have a Vegemite challenge.
Well,
Every
put it in
time I
something
see
else
that
and
new
tell them
case of yours, I get a case. I get case envy. What every time I see that new case, oh, the tower here. My tower. Dude, Justin built this machine for me long time ago. Never told me. Well, he asked me, did I want a case with that you can see through? And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna put it down on the floor. Until one night I was drinking and I thought I cut my computer off. And then I'm laying in my bed, faces this way out of the bedroom, and I see all this light over here in this corner. I'm like, oh my God, something's on fire. And I come out, the computer is blinking and lights are going and stuff like that. So now I have the case. Now I have the case for her. I can put on a light show here at night.
Yeah,
Night
when I'm
Train,
lights up
Night
in
Train
school,
gets bubble guts anyway. He doesn't need help. Hey. I'm not going to tell him you said that, Plummet. I'm not going to say it. But if he watches a live stream over, I can't help you there. But it was interesting. I now I know not to drink American beer with Vegemite. That was a lesson learned. I deserve that one. But and he did, and Rob did to Feet on the Ground did tell me hallucinating with that case with the colors. Oh yeah, I could probably if I could change the light show inside, and it looks interesting at night. So Tom, what's happening in on your side of the world, man?
Not much. Gonna attend a conference coming up this week, of course, virtually.
Oh
Defense
yeah,
industry. Yeah,
yeah.
defense industry with drones and all. So,
American beer is lolly water. You
yeah,
hear that, Plummet?
very well. Yes, American mass-produced beer is swill. Yes, a good microbrew beer goes a long way.
Well, all I can say is no more Vegemite with beer. I did learn that lesson. I will try some with some of that coffee I have that he sent. I will definitely do that. Tomorrow's Monday. I will get up and have a cup of coffee
and some Vegemite.
with some Vegemite on toast.
Yeah, he really likes it.
Well,
How does it go with cheese, Lawrence?
stop. You're putting a fungus on top of a fungus. No, I don't think that would be good. I'd be talking about get it out.
He's sitting there rocking back and forth, wiping his sweat.
They'd swear I'm in labor. They're like, get it out. It's breathing. Get it out of me. Pump my stomach. Do what you gotta do, but get it out.
Wiping the sweat and poking at your own stomach, trying to push it.
Poking at my stomach. How about
push
hitting
it
with
down.
a stick? Hitting it with a stick, right?
Yeah, put an egg on it.
Put an egg on my stomach.
No, on the
On the
Vegemite and
stop. Now you're reaching.
With some bacon.
Now you're reaching. You're really reaching there. No, we won't go there. Okay, feet on the ground. Okay, cheese and Vegemite is awesome, mate. In a sandwich, seriously. My wife just got some American cheese. All right, wait a minute. Cheese and Vegemite. You didn't say what about cheese and lunch meat? But cheese and I pinned the location of the train bridge. I can get you can get to the bridge in about 5 minutes with your board. Just tell me when. I'm off tomorrow. Okay. All right. We'll have to see how to do that. Sunset is at 7:22 tomorrow.
From where?
No, if he gets off the train station, if he gets off at the train, he would have.
Okay.
Remember he has the
from out here.
Remember
he meant from out here. I'm like, shit. I'm gonna get me one of them in 5 minutes.
Remember, I see what you said, Rob. Excuse me. Remember, he has that 4-wheel drive board. I just can't picture you, Matt. You're already taller than me. I'm 6'3".
Really
you're about
not
6'5", 6'7", and then you're adding another 3 to 4, 5 inches that you're standing on top of. You must look like a moving tree on a skateboard.
Please don't stop you on this thing, Matt.
Listen, he's been riding it. You can't tell he's been riding it all over. He just posted something 2 a.m. in the morning. Could you imagine at 2 a.m. in the morning you see this tree going by on a skateboard? Because that would be Matt.
Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah, right.
Go under like the train trestle, Matt.
Yeah, he's talking about a meeting over there tomorrow evening about 7:22. That might be doable. That might be very possible. Matt, I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up early morning, about 9 or 10 a.m. and let you know what's going on with that. Okay. Because I flew over there today for the first time, FPV. Sue wants to know why our cheese is orange, like our president.
Because they diet.
It's all about public appeal. Something in our culture makes us like orange.
Yeah. Yeah.
They diet. You can get it. You can get it. You can get white American. I buy it without the diet.
Big Matt says he raced the police yesterday on 3rd Avenue. Matt, stop it. I don't want to hear tree down in Brooklyn.
He hit a rock or something on the street and it stopped the wheel.
And I know you have the ATV version. I know you have the ATV because he said he got the big tires. So
Okay.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, but getting swallowed up in one of these potholes. Okay.
Mhm.
Unless you know how to jump that sucker.
Yeah.
They were surprised it went that fast. Matt, if you
They
saw
pull you over
something
for
the width
speeding?
of if you saw something the width of the width of a tree passing you on a skateboard, you'd be surprised too. Because I'll hit you up in the morning. I gotta see you on this thing. I have to see you on this thing. Even if I don't fly there tomorrow night, I still have to see you on this skateboard thing, man.
Lawrence, take the camera with you.
It'll take me about 20 minutes to get down there. So what you can do, we'll discuss it in the morning. When you get above ground, that's about a 25 to 30-minute ride from there to where you have to go, because you have to get off and take the shuttle. But we'll talk about it in a moment. You have lights and the helmet with blinkers. So now it's a lit tree going by on a skateboard.
Christmas tree going by.
Oh no. Oh no. Matt. You know you're
There
too
you go.
damn
Safety
old.
first.
You know you're too damn old to be on that damn thing.
Safety
Right?
first.
Yes. Do you have elbow pads and knee pads?
We got helmets with turn signals and brake lights.
Okay. Yeah,
I knew you'd enjoy that, Herman.
I just can't picture that. I'm trying to.
A helmet with turn signals on the helmet.
Yeah,
I'll go grab it. I'll show you.
So this side of the helmet go blinking.
I'll have to go grab it.
So how do you so
you shake your head and lean it. Going this way.
He said
going that way.
Safety third, Corey Mano. He says, hey Tom, too old and a bike, but we do it. No, I got you. I understand. Matt, I'm not mad at you. I thought about a scooter. I did think about a scooter. Is that thing digitally? What? Are you serious? He's real serious about this too. No, I believe you had. I believe you had the helmet with the lights and stuff, but
so this is the Loomis helmet. It's got an LED back
and it lights your face.
Front.
It lights your face too.
Okay.
I see in the front under the lid, it has a light right in front of your face.
And then, yep. Then back here.
What is that? The hazard signal? That's the hazard.
Slow moving vehicle.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
Oh shit. Modern technology. Oh, this is too much. Wow, impressive. Wow.
Okay.
If they hit you on that thing, you should own everything they own.
That's why you get the insurance policy with it. Yes, absolutely.
Wow. That's impressive. That's the same helmet I have. And Matt says he has the same helmet in black and gray. But Matt, do not change the lights to red and blue. I could see this going down the street now.
No, you can't change the lights. You'll get a ticket.
Yeah, I hope no one thinks of it. But
yeah, I got one for myself and one for the wife.
Okay. And it's a little hand controller that you put on the bike.
Actually, this goes right on. This piece comes
on the bicycle,
and this goes on the bike.
Right.
And then the directional just pops on and twists in place.
Okay.
And you have it there. But here's the other thing. If you're wearing an Apple Watch, you don't even have to use that. If I put my hand up like this,
Yeah.
then the corresponding turn signal will go on. If I put my hand out, the corresponding turn signal will go on.
Wow. Interesting.
And it also has an accelerometer in it. So when you come to a stop, all the lights go steady on red across the
all
entire
right.
deck.
So like when
So
you
it's got a brake light.
right.
It's got a brake light. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's by carrying your phone on you when you're on your bike.
Right. Matt says his remote goes on his thumb.
Right.
With a small band.
With small band. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
And they provide all that in the kit.
Modern technology.
Yeah.
Now I need to find a reason to get one of those helmets.
Well, you got to get an e-bike.
No, or a scooter.
You know what? I looked at those options. The e-bike affords you the opportunity to go into parks where scooters are fairly limited.
Yeah.
So that's why we chose the Class 2 e-bike. It'll do up to 24
Marcel
miles
Roberts
an hour.
says, but where can you put your beer?
In your pannier bags. You get the insulated one in the back. You can bring your cooler with you. Okay.
Wow. All right. I want to see you guys with this bike. I seriously want to see you guys.
You're getting pulled over.
Well, I'm definitely going to do the unboxing.
Operating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under the influence.
You should
and then we'll do some road trips. Well, we're definitely going to do the Croton Dam, Croton Gorge Park.
Okay.
And take
That's
the
a nice
switchbacks.
How long is
take
that
the
hiking
switchbacks
path?
all the way up.
You're
We
ride up there?
walked it. We walked it in about 2 hours.
Oh fuck. That's
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, no. I know, round trip.
Still.
But on the bike, that'll take us no time. That'll be 10 minutes.
Oh, Matt says his bike goes 31 miles per hour, but his fat butt can't do more than 22.
Tom, Inwood Hill Park.
It's still too fast.
I walked to the top of the park in about an hour with Lawrence one day.
Yeah.
Because Lawrence didn't know.
I didn't know where I was going. I thought this path would lead to the top. Following that path, eventually the sidewalk disappeared. We were climbing past bush and shit to get to, and then we ran into sidewalk again and said, let's stay on the sidewalk.
Well, you know what? We got it so we can get to more places to photograph and
it was
to
a
fly
90-something degree day.
Yeah, well.
By the time we got to the top of the park, we just wanted to sit down.
And the funniest part was this little Asian lady that passed us. We saw her coming up the path. We finally found a way down that looked like it was heading straight down. And we see her running up the path and we say, excuse me. Herman says, excuse me, is this the way down? She's like, oh, sure, follow the path. Tom, tell me why when we got to the bottom of the path, she was laughing us. But it took us an hour to go up. Okay, and maybe about 20 minutes to a half hour to get down. She lapped us.
So Lawrence, can't be the way. Yeah, this is the way, man. I'm telling you, this is the way.
Hey, have a great week.
Gotta map it out.
Rob, thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it.
I could have used a rope that day, Tom.
Yeah.
No, we like the idea of the e-bikes because we have the throttle, we have the pedal assist. You know, so you got the power to back you up.
Right.
The wife always gets mad at me when I tell her, you know, the distance for this hike is 2.5 miles. But I always neglect to tell her that's only the one way. So.
But when you're on a bike, she shouldn't really notice.
Nah, she's not. Yeah, it won't bother her at all. I just had to find the bike that fitted. That's all. She's vertically challenged.
Well. Don't worry, my wife is vertically challenged as well.
She's 4'11", so we had to get just the right bike.
How tall is your mother? 4'11". Yep, the same height. My daughter just said she's 4'11" too. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, Listen, the live stream is almost over in like another 21 minutes. Mars? No,
Yeah.
not that bad, Marcel. She doesn't drive a tricycle. Tom, where do you start? Tom, where do you start that bike ride? Matt's asking.
That one would be from the park itself, from the
You can ride all the way
Croton
up
Gorge. Okay.
From
But
down in the
there's
parking lot.
also,
You're saying
yeah,
from
there's
down in the parking
also,
lot.
yeah, there's parking up at the top of the gorge wall.
Mhm.
That's a trip that will take you around the entire reservoir. On Trailblazers, that's I think 12.3 miles
Wow.
is a complete trip. So
Now, what's the
and
life of that the battery or what's the distance you're
the
supposed to
battery 40 plus miles.
Oh shoot. Okay.
750 watt. Look, if you're throttling it the entire way, you'll get about 20 miles out of it.
Right, of course, of
Okay.
course. It's like flying a drone.
Yeah,
If
but
you-
with
if
pedal
you hit
assist
full-
and all, yeah, you're talking about
Okay.
you can get 40 miles out of it.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
all right. Not bad.
So the battery is rated at no less than 1,000 cycles.
Oh, that's okay. So you at
So
least
that's,
you at least guaranteed 1,000 full length rides.
yeah.
out of
So you're talking about at least 3 years worth of riding time
it.
at minimum. People reporting, and you know what? Treat the battery the right way. The first 3 days, it'll wind up charging for 12-hour periods. Then I'm going to put a timer on it so that it never stays on the charger longer than next number of hours.
All right.
But these are both foldables, so we can get them into the tailgate of the SUV.
You started dinner already, Lawrence? I guess so. He doesn't even know he's muted.
He's too busy chewing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying, what do you have the Massimo, Tom?
No. What we bought was we bought a Rad Mini 4 is what I got. And my wife got the Rad Mini Step Through 2.
Okay.
So from Rad Power Bikes.
Rad power bikes.
Yeah, and they got an excellent reputation. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, I would. You should definitely record some stuff. That's put a GoPro
Oh,
on your
absolutely.
helmet. Put a GoPro on your helmet with what
I'm going to do the Insta 360 on the invisible selfie stick on a mount on the handlebars.
Okay. Or you could put the 360 on your helmet.
Yo, you know what would have been nice, Lawrence?
Huh?
If they had those back in the day, like in the 60s, when Evel Knievel was killing himself,
Yeah.
if he would have had that instant 360 camera on his helmet,
Yeah.
he could have caught that whole crash at Caesars. That would have been something.
Your boy Ray is live right now over at the pier. I'm trying to find the mute. I'm sorry. He's
What's he doing over there?
he's actually showing the over by the Statue of Liberty.
Mhm.
He's actually showing it over there. I don't know what's happening, but there's a lot of DJs there, so they're getting ready to barbecue. Oh, all right, they getting ready to barbecue there. And Matt, you didn't know? You ain't over there, Matt, or you working? Okay, well, either way, I just saw that Ray went live. Oh, I have video. I'm gonna post it on Facebook. Yeah, I would like to see some footage, Matt, of you riding that damn thing. Because if Matt, and I'm not gonna say if Matt can do what I can too, but I would love a scooter. That's all. that I have in my backpack on and a scooter, except I probably have gloves, leather gloves, helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, and everything else.
I know a
Because
guy you should
after
talk
seeing Jose,
to.
after seeing Jose break his collarbone on his scooter, what did he hit? A freaking moon crater? What? Did he try to jump a curb with it? What the hell,
Well,
man?
Jose's a one wheeler, right?
No, not that, not Jose Vargas. Jose, John, Jose and John.
Oh,
Yeah, he had a scooter. He broke his collarbone like 3 days later.
oh, geez.
That's why I was wondering what did he hit a curb straight on, or what the hell happened? I used to ride skateboard. I used to ride skateboards back in the day. So it says if you're a former boarder, you can do it. What's the length of your board? That board would have to be probably about 3 feet at a minimum, just to have decent control. And if he's got 4-wheel drive wheels on it, I'd say it'd have to be 3 feet. I could see someone.
USA,
What happened?
like a surfboard.
Yeah, Matt posted. Yeah,
Yeah, 42
Matt.
inches.
Yeah, 42.
Okay.
Matt posted. You posted a link to the site last time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
boards.
did.
Yeah, those are some nice boards. Yeah.
Yeah, jump on one of those, Lawrence.
What happened?
Jump on one.
No, no, no. With a scooter, I'm okay. You give me a scooter with a throttle where I could stand there and just jump off and let the scooter keep going, I'm good.
Well, jumping off anything doing 25, 30 miles an hour is an experience.
It's not going to be good.
Oh, this is true.
Hey, legs don't fail me now.
I'm not afraid.
They're going to fail you.
I'm not afraid to throw my body on top of someone else's to soften the impact some. I'm not afraid to dive into the bushes if I have to.
That's how it's going to go down.
Listen.
Well, yeah, it's just like, if you're getting chased by a bear, Herman, he's gonna trip you up. Okay.
All I'm going to say is this.
Oh, you just
That
got to run faster than the slowest person.
I said before, I see how big these bears are. I don't know how much bigger you're going to appear to be.
Right.
Appear to look big.
See, Matt,
gonna bust your head right off your shoulder.
See, Matt agrees. He says jump. That's his motto. But Matt, have you had any emergency stops? Have you had to stop abruptly because someone cut you off or something? I'm sure you're going down the street or the sidewalk and something has to come in front of you. Have you had any situations like that, especially in New York? People just come out of nowhere in New York. I could be flying in an empty
homeless
field.
guy.
Right. I could be flying in an empty field and all of a sudden I go down to this end of the park and I come back down. There's a man jogging through with his dog. It's just like that here in New York.
Somebody picking up bottles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There are a whole lot of factors that suggest you be careful when thinking about getting a board or an e-bike or a scooter.
Head on a swivel.
They said that, the police on 168 cut you off when they went through the light. See, how good are the brakes on the braking system on those things? The brakes work well. Okay. I guess they do. All right.
I guess that's the only time the bigger you are, the better the brakes, right?
That's true. That's true. You probably hit the brakes. They probably work. All right. It would make sense if you can hit 32 or 22 miles per hour. You said it's rated at 32, but you can hit 22. It stopped and you jumped off. Okay. That's not one of those things that you ride while drinking or under the influence.
Hell no.
Huh?
At least not more than once.
Listen, I had a motorcycle, Kawasaki Ninja. It had a turbo on it. The most standard turbos were designed on motorcycles to kick in at 55, 65 miles per hour. This guy had his lowered to 45. And there were a couple of times that I would be out drinking and this would kick in and I would almost lose the bike because you go to accelerate, you hit 30, then you hit 40, and all of a sudden you get ready to hit 45 and the bike pulls instead of doing that at 55, 65 miles per hour. That can be an issue if you're not holding on quite well. It's a motorized vehicle. Yeah, basically. It is motorized.
Just get a hoverboard, then, Lawrence.
What'd you say? A hoverboard?
Yeah.
What do you
See you now.
what
Come
the
on,
hell?
get a
Wait a
hoverboard.
minute. Wait. Oh, now see this e-bike? That I've seen a few of these. This one is the e-drift. Has a little seat and I can't. I might as well show you guys. And Herman's trying to influence me to buy one or something like that because he keeps sending me this stuff. But this one is an e-drift ES 295 2.0 electric fat tire mope and shocks, 2000 watt hubbed motor Harley e-bike. I've seen a couple of these on here. They ride them on the boardwalk out here. All right, reverse mirrors
You be the man with that.
and be the man.
Going down the boardwalk. Drone on your back.
See, that's what they have them in color too. Interesting. All right, well, my problem is, man, please, I'd have to give up some space. I'd have to give up some space. Seriously, you know why? Because I'm fighting for the little space I got right here. They're trying to get rid of my desk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a corner desk. I don't think they want.
Where
me
you gonna
to
put
get
your
this.
computer?
Huh?
Where you gonna put your computer? On your lap?
Exactly. No, they want a smaller desk so I can face this way and not take up as much room, cat a corner like I do now, like right
In
here.
other words, they want to put you in timeout facing the corner.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's pretty much it.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Get a one wheel, Matt. That would be as close to riding a skateboard as possible. You missed the bigger plan, Herman. Recovery One Jerome says. You missed the bigger plan. So, Tom, are you going to the barbecue, NYC Five Borough barbecue that they're having?
I don't think I've responded.
Oh,
No?
So I guess outdoor dining will be enforced.
yeah, I would think so. I was just wondering if you were going. I'm personally won't be able to attend, but I was just
When is
wondering
it?
if you. Oh shoot!
Uh,
When Big Matt says he has to work.
When is
I
it?
like all those. I like all those people.
When is it actually? I have to go to Facebook and go to their group. Let's see. Let's go to NYC Five Borough and see where they are. Here we are, NYC Five Borough Drone Meetup. Let's go to more events. Okay, September 13th. That's next weekend.
Next weekend, right?
Yeah. So okay, Sunday, September 13th, 2020 at 8 a.m. Five Borough Drone Meetup Barbecue, annual barbecue.
8 o'clock in the morning?
We start with
Bacon and eggs?
we start with croissants. Yes. We
Oh,
start
okay.
early. We start with croissants. Okay. So
I got
So,
you.
to start
Bacon
with
and eggs.
croissants. So that's funny. Okay, but it'll be at Calvert Vaux Park.
Okay.
And
yeah, and usually they hang out right up top on the
right, they
apron
hang
there,
out right
so
behind the
it's-
parking lot anyway.
Yeah.
On
The
that
parking
concrete
lot's
strip.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it says 30 people are going. Like I said, I would like to be able to attend, but unfortunately, I have other plans.
No, you can't go.
Other plans.
No.
Yeah, I have other plans for that day. So, which were kind of preordained into me doing them. Now that looks like a motorcycle. That's a scooter.
It's electric.
Are you serious? The damn thing looks like a
It's
motorcycle.
electric.
It's electric.
They have them electric.
$2,399 plus $300.95 for shipping. Wow. Let me add that to my cart. Not. Hold on. If you guys want to see this here, I'll put this link in the chat there. Copy. Herman's trying. Hey, what's up, Bill? Herman's trying to convince me to buy a scooter.
I'll show you the electric versions of.
Okay, let's see. Oh, see, now something like that I would get. The Rad Pal. Yeah, the Rad Mini 4. Tom, there you go.
That's the one I just sent you.
Yeah, the Rad Mini 4. Okay.
That's,
Something like that
and,
would be doable.
and it's folding. If you open that up, you take a
Hey,
look. They
Diane,
show
folding
you what it looks
electric
like
bikes.
folded up.
Folding electric bikes for riding on the boardwalk. Okay.
Yeah, and this is a fat tire.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anything. I wouldn't want. Wow, they got it on. It's on back order.
Oh yeah, of course they're on back order. Yeah, and I just sent you the one I got from my wife. Hers is also folding, but hers is a step through.
Hers is a what? A step. Oh, I see. Okay. My wife would need something like that.
And they had a great chart up on their site that showed you the comfortable heights for each one of their bikes in their lineup.
Okay. So you don't
with
look
seat
like
extensions
you
and
don't
everything
look like
else.
a clown riding a tricycle.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's good.
And if you see how these things fold up, if you go to the page, you see how they'll show you a picture of it.
No,
all
I'm looking at it
folded up.
right
It's nice.
now. Storage is crazy for that little bit of space.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those both in a Craftsman 50-gallon bin.
Yeah.
It's got the wheels on one end and
Here
the
it is
handle
open.
built in.
Here it is open, and then here it is closed.
And then I'm just going to put it into the bin.
Right.
And then load it into the car. I'll get the two of them into my SUV.
That's smart.
So this way the wife and I can go jaunting around upstate someplace, pull them out and go on some of the trails.
Interesting. As you figure the way it folds up, two of them can fit in the space of one.
Yeah, exactly.
The way they fold, once you unfold
I have a Hyundai Santa Fe, so they'll both fit in the back. I don't have to get a hitch. I don't have to get a trailer hitch and then mount them on a bike rack. So.
Oh, congratulations, Tom, Bill, on your MacBook Pro. Congratulations on that. Matt said, damn, that's a grip. That bike, yes, that bike is a grip. Electric, but it folds away. That's perfect for like someone with a small apartment or something.
It's got 5 levels of pedal assist. It's got a Shimano 7-speed. It's a geared hub in the back, brushless
Shimano
motor.
makes some very good gears. When I was into bike riding long distance, I had Shimano gears put on my bikes.
Bafang is the motor builder. They build all the motors for the rear hub.
Okay.
And the battery's Samsung. We're looking forward to them. I mean, the good thing is it gets you out.
In a time of COVID, you need the sale of bicycles alone. Do you know you can find a regular bicycle anywhere? Because people are buying bicycles.
And RVs. RVs. Okay.
Yeah, I did
way,
see that. I actually saw that on the news. They were saying that
helps me next
RVs.
year. When the people who bought RVs and aren't really into them are going to have some very nice deals they're going to have to offer up. So next year is the year to buy an RV, slightly used.
Well, I know someone that's actually about to buy a car, and he's getting the car for about $8,000 to $10,000 cheaper because the car dealer explained to him that they are allotted a certain amount of cars for the year within a fiscal year before February. And these cars are supposed to be sold, but due to COVID, these cars are sitting in lots and sitting in warehouses.
We bought a car during COVID. Yeah, we bought a car during COVID.
And that's exactly what he's planning on doing.
It was the best car buying experience I've ever had. I hope to buy the rest of my cars this way because
get
we
out.
never even went in.
Virtual.
I called up and I said, here's the stock number we're looking for, this one or this one. Here's the deal I want. You let me know. They called us back and said, yep, no problem.
Wow.
They delivered the car to us and they took the other car with them. So they
Interesting.
delivered the car, wiped down everything, and then took the other car with them. So
That's sweet. That's sweet.
yeah,
That sounds like a Carvana deal.
never had to sit there for hours on end getting suckered
Filling
into
out
this or
paperwork
that.
and
Yeah, right.
That that was always a deterrent for
Give us a couple of months with no payments, complimentary maintenance, the whole gambit, because they have cars to sell.
good deal.
So,
Well, anyway, guys, it's 7 p.m. We're about to get the hell out of here. Who's calling me now? I don't know who.
Somebody tell you it's 7.
Number verified. Hold on. Hello? Who is this?
Boogeyman.
Who are you trying to contact?
You.
Oh, Byron. I don't have your phone number. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Byron. Hold on 1 second. Guys, we appreciate you coming through. We appreciate everything you've done for us. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
I'm sorry, Byron. I was doing a
Good
lot.
night, everyone. See you
Goodbye.
later.